Hello! So what we're gonna do now is we're gonna talk about second year life, like second year Q&A. Because Eri was my study buddy for second year. I mean, like Eri and I, we don't really care about smartness or intellect, you know.
More on like
Louder. Louder, but louder voice. Louder! Like we really care more on like
process.
Yeah, process of studying. Sige, so let's talk about second year. How was second year for you?
It was tough. It wasn't easy for sure. And then everything was like new to us. And then we were like figuring it out. And then wala lang, just like go with the flow, kinda. And then just accept the fact that we are already second years. We're having like mostly majors every day, exams every day, practicals few times in a week. Yeah, that was our life.
Yeah. And I really, di ba there was a time nga I tracked a record of how many hours in a day I was sleeping. I was studying. And I was studying for 16 hours in a day. Yeah, 16.
I remember my sleeping schedule was like from 10 to like 2.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's better, 10 to 4. But mostly 10 to 2.
I remember because I wouldn't sleep, manggod. I'm the type of person who will not sleep until mahuman ko or like I'm confident sa akong gi-read. So, maabdan ko 2 a.m. and then Eri will be just woke up. Diba? Remember? Yeah. Eri would be like, I wake up na. And then she's gonna study until 7 or something.
Until I go to school.
Yeah.
Even on the way to school, I was studying.
Yeah,
I was
yeah,
bringing
true.
notes.
Grabe sa to. Grabe ka na second year. For me, I remember good nga, I was struggling a lot with adjustment because not only was it really new subjects for me, like wala gid sa high school, but it was also a new way of examinations ba? Like it's not just simple multiple choice, nor was it just simple anything. It was like the lessons are understandable, diba? Like it's not hard, the lessons like patient care, even neuro or ANA. The lessons weren't impossible to understand.
It's just really, really long.
Yeah. So it's like imagine head and neck was around 100 plus pages. Head and neck, our first lecture for anatomy, 100 plus pages. And people would be like, so just study in advance, read in advance.
But we don't have that time.
Yeah, we
do that.
We don't have time to read in advance because the night before we're studying also for the exam.
Yeah, or like lecture, or making notes, or anything.
And people will be like, so just go inside the class and then don't listen, just study for your exam.
You can't focus.
Yeah, and it's so sayang, man. Good nga.
Yeah.
Na ka sa lecture, di na lang ka maminaw. And
True.
actually, beneficial man jud maminaw sa lecture because the
You
teacher's
will absorb.
wisdom. So when you read that night, you will remember your teacher. And Kenny, what was the best subject for you?
For me, I think it's either patient care or therapy.
Why?
It's more on like application, especially therapy. Yeah. And then like the exam was like mostly case study, not really like memorization. But of course memorization time.
Yeah, I think that's what a lot of people don't realize ba. Or like some people they just analyze. Some people they just memorize. But you actually need memorization to analyze man good. Like you need to memorize the specifications of the wheelchair for you to analyze which wheelchair is best for the patient with a C7 lesion. So you have to memorize first and then you can analyze. Yeah, so that's the kind of things we do. For me, second year, my best subject was anatomy and POE. I really liked POE. I liked anatomy because It's anatomy. I like the body mo good. But I'm not saying I'm good in memorizing, ha? Eri knows how bad I am at memorizing. But I really like anatomy because it makes sense, man. Good. Like when you think about the cases, it makes sense when you go back sa anatomy. Because the body is very logical, murag it all follows an order. It makes sense ba nga? Concave ni, convex ni, and then they move around. Or it makes sense nga no.
There's reason that it is like that.
Yeah. Like there's reason nga usara ang or like 2 degrees of motion ra, or like especially the neck flexor. Basta naman structure and function jud ba. So POE, I really enjoyed it because I felt like a PT good, having to assess, examine patients kunuhay. But that was a lot of memorizing too. A lot. For you, what would it take to survive second year?
Of course, you have to sacrifice like what you enjoy. Like for example, if you enjoy watching Netflix, of course you can't watch Netflix anymore. You have to study. Because imagine for 2 hours you can like study a lot.
I think you can focus. I think you can cover one chapter. No?
So I think really sacrifice or manage your time well. That's like the key. And then the way you study, of course.
We're gonna go into that later. For me, I believe I think grit good. Like, don't be affected by your failures. Because you will fail. We failed more than we passed, right?
Yeah.
I think we passed patient care once. I passed POE once. Passed kines once. Terra once. Ana never.
No.
Neuro never. Histo never. Patho never. Psych. Yeah.
Because that's mine.
Yeah.
But basically, wala.
Yeah, basically, or like ako, one of each lang dyan.
Yeah. And that's fine.
Yeah, it's fine. It's fine, good. Because, again, the paper, like the numbers sa papers, they don't really measure your intellect. They only measure your performance. But the knowledge that you gained through your mistakes, it's more than your number.
Yeah. You always remember your mistakes.
Yeah. And at the end of the day, you will become a better PT student. You will remember good everything. Like ako, I will always remember unsa ang innervation sa deltoid muscle, like the axillary nerve. Or like you would always remember nga the tunnel of Guyon is in the wrist. So grit good. Ayaw pada sa mga hagbong because you will fail. And it's normal. You just have to persevere and move on because you have no time to waste. You fail today, you will study for the exam tomorrow. And for the exam tomorrow and the exams after that, you will still need the same amount of drive. You cannot lose hope ba nga. Give up na ko. Don't give up. Start with your mindset gitu. No, I'm gonna be better, I'm gonna learn, I'm gonna proceed, I'm gonna be awesome. Diba? Now let's talk about like what Eri and I always say, it's not how much you study, it's how you study really. So how do we study, Eri? Chad?
We ask like questions. We go through by ourselves first, and then after that we test each other by asking questions, and then we pop quiz or something like that.
We study together a lot. Almost majority. Majority. But we never studied together nga we did not study individually. So like she would study at night or in the morning. I would study the night before. And then when we study together, it's more of discussion.
Yeah, true. And then we go through everything.
Yeah, so we go through outline good. Top to bottom and then again if naa pa. But at least I have knowledge to share, she has knowledge to share. So we just exchange ideas. And then I think that's why we were really okay sa exams. Because I learned from her, she learned from me. She would tell me the things she thought was important, and then there were things I thought was important, and then we'd really share it. And that was our life for first sem.
Yeah.
Because Because our exams were at 6 p.m. and we were dismissed at 4. So every day, 4 p.m. to 6 p.m., that was our cram time. And that was the best time for us to review, memorize again, reinforce knowledge. So it was really helpful. So I would recommend you guys to have a study buddy who studies the same way with you. Because there are other awesome people who study differently and theirs work for them. It's just Eri and I click in the way we study. Because it's active recall, diba? We quiz each other a lot. Whenever I'm studying, I message her, "Pop quiz!" And then when she's studying, she messages me, "Pop quiz!" Yeah. And also another thing we did was we compared scores. But it was never toxic.
Yeah.
Never.
Yeah.
Never.
We don't really like laugh at someone's score. We just like, okay, he got better, like, or like he got higher than me, so I also have to like be the same.
Yeah.
Like that.
Like I never felt mad that Eri was higher, or like I never felt jealous. It was just, dang, Eri, like, what am I gonna, we study the same, so how come you memorized it more? But it's like laughing matter. So we were either like Eri would win at one exam and then me, bali-bali lang. Pero overall same naman. Eri saw me cry, I saw her cry. Breakdowns are true though, no? We witnessed it in class, after exam, people would just break down.
Like you really study so hard for it, but then and then you're expecting like I'll have to pass this, I have to pass this, but then still you can't get it.
Yeah.
That's why. But then it's really important like to try really hard.
Yeah. Kinda good. I think it's true, no? Like whenever we pass by someone who's having a breakdown, we respect it. Murag, she's having a moment.
Yeah.
He's having a moment. It's okay. It's fine. Or like John Noel. He's like a really big guy, but then he cried. He's like, "Max, I don't know the Max," and then he started crying, and it's normal, you know, to see each other cry. And the relationships you build in second year is solid because you go through hell every day.
First hell.
And everyone got each other's back.
True.
At least in our batch, everyone's kaya na uy. No one really discourages you, dude. Everyone's just kaya, you can do this. So there's really no discrimination na someone not sure, no. Everyone's just go, do your thing, study the way you study, ace it. And I think that's good as a batch. And siguro like when you studied na ba, when you go through things, it's really important to have a good mental state because you memorized it. Pero if ma-block out ka in the middle of the exam, that like femoral triangle.
Oh yeah.
We memorized it. She was teaching me femoral borders of the femoral triangle. Unsa ang asalat and then I memorized it. When she would ask me, I could answer.
So I was expecting you would answer during exam.
Yeah.
So I was like asking you after the exam, like,
Yeah.
did you answer it? Nah. And then you're like, no, I forgot.
Yeah, I blocked out. It was murag one of the rare times nga what you study will come out sa exam. And when I saw that it was a femoral triangle, I got so excited. Murag, I studied this.
Yeah.
And then I forgot. I only answered like 3 or 4. So after the exam, she was like, "So you answered it?" No. And I was like, "No, dude, I blocked out." And then padayon, tomorrow study again.
Yeah.
Wala, mura kag katawan na lang nimo. Now, let's share our lowest scores. Just to encourage who's watching.
Lowest, my gosh. I think it was Kines in second sem.
How much?
It's like 25 over 50 or 60. So I think I got 25 and I was really, really down.
I would too. But because I got higher than Eri, I was fine.
But like the second sem was like really tough for me than first sem for me.
First sem, we had man good time to review.
True.
Second sem man good, our classes ended at 6. Our exams were at 6. So after class, straight to exam. We had no time to review.
Especially it was lab before that.
Yeah.
And then it's like really nervous and then
in lab, you have to focus.
yeah. You can't just
You
like,
can't
think
study.
about other
And legit, sa
exams.
second sem, my studying all happened at night.
Mhm.
Because in the day, you have to be present sa lectures mo yun.
Mhm.
And present even in mind.
Mhm.
So you have to think with the teacher, you have to follow with the teacher. So all my, I think sa second sem na test, ginang ako ang comprehension.
Mhm.
Because I would read it just once. And that was my studying na. Grabe no. Any message?
Um, just never give up and read at least once, like everything about the book, the chapter that you have to like cover. Just at least read at least once before the exam. Familiarize everything, memorize the things that you have to memorize, and you'll be good, I guess. Because you'll really regret, like, if you don't go through the chapter, everything. Because you have no idea what is that about. At least read, absorb some things, and then maybe you can like recall during the exam. That's all.
Because she did the technical side. Ako, I'm gonna go into the more emotional side. Like,
Okay.
keep your mental health healthy yun.
Mhm.
Because you can study so much, you can overwork yourself, but if you aren't in a sound mind, it's so sayang. So keep calm when you're taking the exam. Keep calm. Trust in your knowledge, trust in your studying,
True.
and trust in God. So you pray and you really just have faith. Kana lang, keep it healthy. Because ako, whenever I'm in a bad state mentally, my performance will be bad. But if healthy ako mental health, then I perform better. So don't overwork yourself. Keep your mental health healthy and find an inspiration. Like Eri, one of our most stressful years in college, she found love life. Now I'm the third wheel, so it's okay. That's it for this video. Thank you so much if you watched until now. Like and subscribe if you haven't yet. And if you're a PT student who is second year or third year, comment down below your experiences so far. I want to read it. So thank you again. I hope you enjoyed. Goodbye.